Trump gives us the only opportunity to run the table.
Right. I agree. He's the big tent guy, isn't he?
Huh?
He's the big tent guy. I don't know that the super conservatives obviously don't like him, but I think they'll vote for him over a Hillary or a Bernie, right? So, but you're right. He's pulling in the union guys. He's pulling in the blue collar guys, the Reagan Democrats, independents, and even some Democrats.
And we've got all these millennials looking for work. If Trump is the president, he can have a special draft them for 2 years, and put them on the border with guns to protect the southern border.
Yeah,
you'll have 5 to 10 million millennials that you can draw from, and you don't have to pay them anything. Give them a free college education after they serve 2 years.
The only problem with that, Mike, is instead of looking at the border and having their guns ready, they'll be staring at their phones and updating their Facebook, their Twitter, all their other nonsense, Instagram.
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point. But basically, what it boils down to, if it's Rubio or Cruz, I'm afraid it's gone. They're not going to carry enough states. Trump has the power. He's got the personality. He's got the stage presence to carry and to get enough people in these states to bring the states over to the Republican side.
Right.
Where then you can lose in Ohio, you can lose in Florida, and still win the presidency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thanks,
Bye.
Mike. Appreciate it. All right, let's bring Chris back from New York. Chris, you there?
What's up, brother?
Okay. So, hey, I want you do New Media Patriot Radio on ICRN. You want to talk about ICRN a little bit and give it a plug?
Yes, absolutely. ICRN is basically the new home for conservative talk radio on the internet. It was built from the ground up by a gentleman named Ron, and he basically is the producer of the Gavin Mitchell Show, and he came up with the idea, and he just ran with it. He asked for my help. I gave him some help, and there's about 40 shows on there, I believe, and everybody has a set schedule, and it gets my show gets syndicated on that, and it also gets syndicated on Rebooting Liberty. But it's a great network. I mean, every show on there is different. It's not the same. It's very refreshing. Once you listen to that network, you will, and if you're used to listening to mainstream media, you will get a totally different perspective as to what's going on in this country.
Yeah, great. And they've got Wayne Dupree on there too, right?
Actually, they do have Wayne Dupree, which is a good friend of mine. That guy is brilliant. That guy's amazing. They have him there as well. And they also have you, I believe, don't they, Gary?
Yep. They got picked up Saturdays and Sundays. They gave us an hour. So, yeah, I just told Brandon. Brandon didn't know either. I thought I told him, but I didn't. So there you go, dude. You're famous. You didn't even know it.
There you go. But I don't know how much time I have, but I just want to let you know that your previous caller hit the nail right on the head. I'm from New York, and everywhere I go, you have Democrats that want to vote for Donald Trump if Hillary gets in, Hillary or Bernie. They don't like any of the candidates. Some of the people here in New York, and this is what I'm hearing. The last time New York was run by a Republican, the gentleman name was Ronald Reagan. So I'm not saying Donald Trump is Ronald Reagan. I'm just saying that he's created a movement, and people are just ready, sick and tired. They've had a belly full of 7 years of our GOP doing nothing.
You know what Donald Trump is in my mind? He's kind of the third-party candidate with the Republican label.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, hey, we need a third-party candidate. And everyone's like, nah, you'll throw your vote away. Well, he's going to have this, this Republican banner wrapped around his head, but he's really a third-party guy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to let you guys know that it's very refreshing to know your call spoke about millennials. It's very refreshing for me, and I'm sure you guys get it too. I get emails from time to time from millennials that listen to the show and tell me, listen, I learn more from you than I do watching mainstream media, which is, a credit to what we're doing here as a whole, of giving people a different perspective of what's going on in the world.
Yeah, and we are the new media, that's for sure. Now, Chris, so you're big on social media, and you're like the king of Twitter, because I think you've got 31,000 followers or something?
I have 37,000.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, I mean, you're all over Twitter. I mean, you get mentioned just about in everybody's Twitter, it seems like. When it comes across my page, you're in just about every one that comes across. And tell people, this campaign for 2016, using your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, is important because average guys like us can actually make a difference by just find those factual articles and link them and put them up on Twitter. Let people make their own decisions.
Here's the thing. I tell people this all the time. Your voices are getting heard no matter how small your following is. If your tweet gets retweeted a couple times, you're getting heard. You're getting your message across.
Yeah.
It took me time to build this following. It took a lot of work to do it. But the bottom line is this: every time I look at my analytics, and my analytics for the last 28 days, it says that I have 7.5 million impressions on my analytics.
And what is an impression, Chris? What's an impression? Can you tell us what that is? Because I'm not even sure what that is.
Basically, an impression is anytime someone retweets your tweet, it has the likelihood of being put on the timelines of not only the people that you follow and that are following you, but also the people that they're following and the people that are following them. So it's kind of like a cumulative effect.
Yeah, so it's exponential. So if you put something out there, there's a good chance that thousands of people literally over the course of a few hours might see your thought when you tweet something.
Even I get retweeted from one tweet from like 30 days ago that has gotten over 1,000 tweets. People retweet it, and it gets back into the system where it continues getting it continues to make impressions.
Yeah.
So it's never ending, and it's amazing. And even though Twitter's trying to put the kibosh on conservatives on Twitter, it's not working. It's not working because we found a system on how to prevent them from doing that, and that's by creating lists within Twitter. If you guys want to learn more, you can just email me at newmediapatriot@gmail.com, and I'll show you how to do that.
Okay. Well, we're going to get you back on in a couple of weeks here, Chris, and we'll do a whole show on telling people to get more involved. I keep trying to get people involved in it because you can literally campaign from your home without using your phone. Or you can use your phone if you want a smartphone or something. But it really does make a difference. You don't have to go knocking on doors. You can get on Twitter and Facebook and do something for your candidate, whoever he or she may be. So, great. Well, that's awesome, Chris. I appreciate you calling in today.
No
and like I said, let's get you on in a couple of weeks, and we'll go deep into the weeds on social media and see if we can't.
Oh, forget it. I can. Gary, you've been on my show. I can talk a lot.
Yeah. You got it, my man. All right,
guys, keep doing the great work, guys.
All right.
Take care, Chris.
Thank you. Take care, Chris.
Bye.
Gary, the only followers I have is when I'm walking down Liberty Street and State, and the homeless are right behind me.
Looking for a little money.
Yeah.
Hey, man, how about you got $1 for a can of Sterno?
Usually it's like this.
Oh, like John Kerry, you mean? I'm sorry. Couldn't resist it. Let's take a call from Jenny on line 3. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How's everybody?
Good. How are you, Jenny?
I'm okay. I just want to say this. I'm glad that I go more than one place to get my information because some of the media, even the conservative media, sorry, people, but you are failing me because it's so obvious who some of these guys are for because they don't play clips of the people that they should. And, like some of the things that Ted Cruz's people have done, they really bother me. And some people, they ignore it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Yeah, for me, after Iowa, I think I mentioned to somebody that Ted Cruz should have fired that guy. I forgot his name now. But they should have fired him right then and there. And I know, maybe, and I believe Ted when he says, I didn't know anything about it, whatever. That's fine. So hold your person accountable.
What do all you conservative people say all the time? It starts from the top down.
Yeah, there you go. Well, he ended up firing him, but it's kind of put a little shadow of a doubt for me on the Cruz campaign.
And
really
if you're a Cruz supporter, Trump's accusing him of being a liar and all this stuff, and Cruz fell right into Trump's hands with, some of these shenanigans. Yeah. So it's like,
right,
Cruz, if you're going to get in the mud, at least play it well, and you're not.
Right.
You're not a good player.
Right. Okay, and then on the other hand, the Trump supporters, they dismiss some things. They don't play certain clips they should play.
Oh.
And I've got to go elsewhere to get those. So I'm just putting a warning out there. Don't just go to a couple places.
Yeah, get out. That's what the Internet's there for. You can go from one extreme to the other, and somewhere in between you'll end up with the truth.
And, Jenny, I've blasted Trump on 2 radio shows today.
Yeah.
So
I know you did. Thank you, Brandon.
Here's for me, Jenny. Hang tight, because I want to explain why I am kind of more pro-Trump. For me, this election isn't about principles any longer. This election is about survival. And I think if we have a Marco Rubio or a Hillary Clinton, nothing will change in Washington. The spending will continue, and this country is going to come apart at the seams. And maybe this global elite, whatever it is that's out there, want to see the United States fail. Maybe they want to see the United States divided up into different parts, or no longer be the superpower that it is, or that we have been.
Now, see, Rubio, I think my gut feel is that he is a patriot. Not so much a nationalist as Trump, but Hillary, there's no patriotism there.
Yeah, no.
You talk about just wishy-washy incompetence and lying and everything else. Whereas Rubio, you may say he's the establishment guy and all that, but nothing compared to Hillary Clinton or especially Bernie.
Yeah. I guess what bothers me most about, for me, it always comes back to one thing. There is one issue that is killing this country today, and it's immigration. And Mario Lopez. When Marco went with the Gang of Eight, for me, that was it. You've painted yourself out. No, I don't. You build a wall first. And let's just stop all immigration for a while.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. Now, you have that standard with Marco Rubio, right? Gang of Eight, immigration. Yeah. But Trump, look at all the things he's changed his stance on, supposedly.
Yeah,
and we grant him a pass.
Right, and it bothers me.
But I haven't seen Marco come right out and say, I was wrong on Gang of Eight. Say it.
No,
if you're going to flip-flop, then say, I'm wrong on Gang of Eight. Yeah. I've changed my mind, and here's the reason why. That's not a flip-flop. That's somebody who educated themselves.
Yeah. But to be the devil's advocate, I've never really heard Trump literally say, I was wrong on anything.
Yeah.
I don't think he has that in him to admit he's ever wrong on anything.
Yeah. And that's wrong. That's not a good thing.
No.
It's concerning for sure.
But I think people are so angered, they're willing to overlook.
Oh, definitely they are.
Because I know
the polls show it.
Yeah, I know Donald Trump is not the super conservative that I would like to see in the White House. But you know what? I'm willing to overlook his social issues, his health care, if he hits the one button that's good for me. That's immigration. Build a wall, build up the army, and stop immigration. I mean, all immigration, not just Muslim. I want it stopped because you know what? It's a national tragedy that we've got millions and millions of people out of work, and yet we're bringing in 1 million legal every year.
I feel you on those issues. I'm very passionate about them as well. But when he obviously makes a statement on national television and then the next day denies he ever said it, those type of character flaws can permeate and carry through to every decision in the White House when he has the real power.
Yeah.
So that's a very concerning thing.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't speaking like this and being as straightforward as I can be, I would be dishonest. And that's one thing I think I'm usually on these shows. I speak from the heart, and I'm trying to be consistent and honest.
Oh, yeah. There's got a lot of flaws. Do you agree, Jenny?
Okay, and I got one more thing to say.
Go ahead.
Ted Cruz is trying to make it appear like he's Mr. Squeaky Clean, and I'm sorry, he's not.
No. But you know what? I would overlook those things, too. If he ends up being the nominee, I will support and campaign for him. I really will.
And I will vote for Trump if I have to.
Yeah, and for me, Jenny, I'll even vote for Rubio if I have to. What alternative do I have?
Well, I will too. I mean, anybody, like I said before, I think even on here, anybody but the Dems.
I'd vote for Carson if I had to, but I'd wake him up first.
Okay, but that's what I want to say. I think even the conservative media has failed me this time.
I agree.
And I feel bad about it because there's certain people that I will always love, and I still listen to him. But you know what? Certain people have kind of failed me, and I had to go and look around a little harder.
For your information.
I go do it.
Yeah. Well, keep it up, Jenny. You're always one of the most educated callers that we have, so we always love getting your opinion.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I love you guys.
All right. Thanks, Jenny. Take care.
You know who's failed me? Now, the last time I was on the show with you was 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
2, 3.
Whenever it was.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I'll tell you who failed me. The 2 callers we got from California. Now, the first guy, I may have the order wrong, but the first guy was screaming and crying about the water out of the Flint River. He was totally wrong on that. The water, it was the lead in the pipes, right? So he's wrong on that, and he started screaming at us.
Yeah, he was an environmentalist.
We couldn't get a word in. But the guy that really disappointed me, and I hope you're listening out there, Mr. California caller, is that he calls in and is like saying he works on energy issues, and he was currently in the San Francisco area. So given the benefit of the doubt and, not knowing any different, we're assuming this guy knows what he's talking about, right? So we're going to let's learn something.